Let's now talk about Lambda functions in Python. They are really very useful and they are one-liner functions. Whenever we want to define simple functions, we use Lambda functions. Let's see them in action. So Lambda functions are anonymous inline functions. Let us say I want to define a very simple function that will add two numbers or simply raise x to the power of x. So in this case, I can define function as a variable. Let's see how we can do this. Let me create a new file called lambda.py. And in this case, what I can do is I can say square is equal to, once again, it's a reserved keyword in Python, just like return and for. Let's see how we can create this function. So we are saying that this function takes value x and then it returns x multiplied by x. And that's how we can actually define our function in one line. Since this function is a really simple one, we can define it in a single line. As easy as that. And we can always print the value of square. And that's how Lambda functions work. So I can always print the value of square 3 and the square 3 will print 9, as you can see. And then I can also have a Lambda function which has two values. So I can do something like sum. Let's call this function as sum. And let's say it is taking x, y as the arguments and returning x plus y. So it's returning x plus y. And I can print sum, and let's print sum 6, 3 and again it's also 9. Let me call it 62 so that the output is 65 and the output is 65. But what are the Lambda functions exactly used for? Why do we have them in Python? Sometimes we want to create a one-liner function or we want to pass a function to a function. Now, I don't want to blow your mind here, but again, we can write functions in a single line of code, and this is as good as writing. Let me write a multi-line comment here, and I'll say as good as writing def sum xy, and then something like this, return x plus y. So we could have written this, but we wrote this. So they are simply used for convenience. That's about it. And again, I'll also write the equivalent def function for this. So I'll say as good as writing. This square is equal to lambda x colon x star x is as good as writing def square and then x and then a colon, then a tab and then return and then x multiplied by x. We wrote this and we could have written this. So this can be written as this, and writing this is as good as writing this. This is a shortcut method. This is a longer version. Okay. And Lambda functions are simply convenience functions, and we'll use Lambda functions in some of our projects and you will see them in action. So yeah, that was about Lambda functions. I hope you are enjoying this course. See you in the next video.